So today's been an interesting day. I've just been swamped with work. I'm now back to our regular routine, taking Kimberly to gymnastics. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to work out for a few. That's about it. You know, I'm gonna vlog. I'm gonna talk about some issues though that are really concerning that I want to talk about. And I'll do that later on tonight. But right now, it's workout time. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go work out. Okay, so running on this elliptical machine. I'm in for a good 26 minutes now. Not bad. First cardio day in a while. So far so good. And I'm watching Narcos as I do this. So what I do is I increase my speed at a very high intensity and force it to go for about a minute. And then I drop it down to a very fast speed, to then keep me in rhythm again. That's what picks up your heart rate. That's interval training. Alright, so today's vlog is today's vlog is very different. It's a one-on-one between you and I. There's a couple things I want to discuss. One, really didn't do much today. Had a lot of work at work, and today was the first day back from actually being away, because even though I was in Arizona and I came back on Wednesday, I didn't go to work because the hurricane. So I had to come back to work and do a whole bunch of things. Then after that, get back into the swing, taking Kimberly to gymnastics. So that week off was almost like a vacation. Not really, even though I still did a lot of work, it was just a little different because, like I said, I hadn't been at work for a week, so there was a lot of work. I had to do a lot of things I had to sign and send out. So with that being said, there's some topics I want to talk about that have just been bothering me, and I think you've all seen them on the news. You know, we have this thing with Donald Trump and his comments, you know. And, you know, I'm not going to say who I'm voting for, you know, whether it's Trump or whether it's Hillary, whether it's Johnson, whether it's the other lady who no one knows. But I'm just going to say that, you know, when you're in a position where you have an audience, okay, and whether it's the world watching you, whether it's just a couple of vloggers watching you, whether it's you're in front of a classroom, but when you have this audience and they're captivated and they want to watch you and they want to hear you, if you say something, some lewd comment, be prepared that in this day and age, you're being recorded, okay? And I'm dead serious. In his case, he was definitely being recorded, you know? He was mic'd, okay? He was prepping to go into something, and usually when you're in something like that, they want to keep those recordings because they want to do like possibly a behind the scenes deal, you know, where they want to go ahead and show later on, oh, these are the bloopers. These weren't bloopers. These were downright disgusting comments. You know, people go, well, you know, it was locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. Okay, it's not. It's trash talk. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. It was trash talk. You know, and I honestly don't believe he ever did those things because, you know, people brag like that and they talk all that. They usually don't do those things. But was it hurtful? Yes. Is it disgusting? Of course it is. Okay? If I caught him talking to someone, if I had known he had something like that, and let's just say my daughter or my wife was the person who was going to meet him off the bus, I'd probably be right there in front of him and say, don't you dare touch my wife. Don't you dare touch my daughter. Okay? So, I mean, and then you have these other comments where he was Howard Stern say these things about his daughter. Who allows someone to do that? You know what? I don't care what friend you are of mine or whatever. If you were to say any lewd comment about my daughter, I'd probably punch you in your mouth. I think I would punch you in your mouth. Okay? And I'm not going to hold back on that. Those are my children. Okay? So for him to be able to go and allow for someone to say some lewd comment about his daughter, calling his daughter a nice piece of ass, and he's like, yeah, you can say that. No, you cannot say that. That's my child. What the hell is wrong with you? You know, right there on the mic, I would have thrown my mic down and said, Howard, what the F is wrong with you? Who the hell you think you are? You don't say those things about my daughter. Okay? And yeah, I would have probably punched Howard Stern in the face too. There's no way on earth you're going to say something about my child. So, you know, he allowed these things to occur. He said these things. And this is where the part of, you know, when you're in a position where people are watching you. You're in a position where your words are sometimes your actions. So, for him to say those things and to let someone egg him on to say those things and to let someone ask if they can say things about his family, that's a very stupid move on his part. Very stupid move. So he could be the best person on earth. He can be, one of the smartest businessmen in the world. He could be, the best candidate to be the president. But you know what? Because of that one simple mistake, that makes him so dumb. Okay? It makes him so dumb. So we don't know if he's going to win or if he's not going to win. We don't know what his action. Right now, the world is just watching how could someone not only just say the lewd comments about women, but also allow them to say it about their own daughter. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That is downright disgusting. So I'm at a loss for words for him on that part. And I know people are like, whoa, you must be supporting Hillary. I'm not supporting anyone. I'm just telling you, this is the main topic that's going on right now. And these lewd comments that he made, downright disgusting and intolerable. I wouldn't tolerate that. Okay? Now, yes, there's some people who are going to still support him, and that's fine, because that's your candidate and you want to support him on other issues, which I totally understand, because this is not the topic. I'm just talking about the topic. I'm not talking about whether you should support him. I'm not talking about whether or not you should support, but I'm just talking about the main topic. The main topic is he was a disgusting person to even say those things, and then he was stupid enough to say those under a microphone. There's a reason why it's called locker room talk, Donald. The reason why it's called locker room talk is because there's no microphones, there's no cameras, there's nothing in the locker rooms, just you and your buddies. This, you had a mic on you. How the hell could you not know? And if anyone knows, if you ever watched anyone in Hollywood, it's not like, oh, here goes a mic, it's a very tiny little thing. There's this huge device that's probably about the size of your iPhone that's stuck behind your back so no one can see, and it's stuck there so you feel it in your back the entire time. How stupid could you be to not realize that you were mic'd? Anyway, look, with that being said, I just cannot believe how dumb this guy was. And I'm going to talk about it because I haven't noticed any of my fellow YouTubers talking about it. Everybody's trying to say, ooh, I don't want to talk about this thing because of the YouTube thing. It's not about the YouTube thing where they're going to take your they're gonna I don't monetize my videos, so I don't have to worry about that. See, if you monetize your videos, then you start becoming constricted, and I've stopped monetizing my videos because of that. I don't want no one to tell me what I can and cannot say. So in this case, Donald, you were wrong. You're an idiot. Why would you go ahead and do something knowing you are mic'd and behind you and you just kept yapping away? I'll tell you why you did that. Because you want to show off. You like to show off. That's in your nature. Just say it. If I was you, if I was running for the campaign, I would have came and I said, you know what, guys? I'm a show off. And I say stupid crap. Okay? That's just me. Right now, I'm focusing on these issues. But back then, I was a show off. I was trying to get my TV show to stay on the air and not fail like it has been done tremendously. So, he could have said so many different things. Instead, he decided to read something that he did not write. I am sorry. Everything that he said, if you want to believe he wrote that, he did not write that. That was written by his speechwriters to try to put a band-aid over what was going on. And he read everything off of the script, and that was it. There was zero emotion. Zero emotion. He was more angry, like saying, hey, I never did these things, and I apologize, and I'm not that type of person. No, someone genuinely apologizing is going to have a very somber face, and you know what? I am sorry. I did not mean that. I was horrible. That was the most disgusting and stupidest thing that I have ever done in my life, and I really do not appreciate, but I really do not think of women that way because I'm a father of a daughter, two daughters. Okay, I was a husband several times over and over and over again. Whether he was a good husband or not, at some point he had that quality that any husband has: is you don't talk about my wife. Okay, at some point he had that. So that was just dumb of him. I'm sorry. I can belabor this issue all day. So in closing, I just want to say, if you're ever in that position, then don't say anything. Don't say anything at all. But it was his apology. It wasn't genuine. And that's what took me. I was like, what? That's the apology. That's the apology everybody gets. He gives like a literally out of his entire apology, it was maybe a good 7 seconds that was devoted to him saying I'm sorry. Then the entire speech after that was devoted to saying, well, he did it. He did worse. No one's caring about what he did and what he did worse. You're doing it now. That's what they're looking at. You. So you should have stayed on you. You should have really said that you're apologetic. You should have just kept it on you and not anyone else, and then ended it there and gave a promise of how much better you're going to be. And you did not do any of that. You did not give a real apology. That's the problem. Okay? You read a speech that someone said, read to you, and let's give a couple of digs as a political thing. You made it more political, and that's why people are upset. That's just it, you know? That's just it. So maybe I should be your campaign manager. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say who I'm voting for or not. That's why I couldn't be inside this politic thing, because, you know, some people have good, one person has great ideas, the other one doesn't, the other one has horrible ideas, the other one doesn't. It just goes back and forth, and you got to really decide. But the one thing I want to tell you people is this, okay? The one thing you have to make sure you do is you have to make sure you vote. Okay? I don't care if you're a Trump supporter, I don't care if you're a Hillary supporter, I don't care if you're a Johnson supporter, whoever it is, just exercise your right to vote. When you don't do that, you just literally give up your rights. You know, if you don't vote, you give up everything, you can't even argue. Okay? If I didn't vote, then this entire thing right here would be worth nothing. Okay? Because it's just me ranting on about someone. So if you're going to rant about somebody and you're going to try to make a change, then you better vote. That's all I got.